Well, hey there, GTYA. I hope that you are doing well. You know, our church has been doing this series now called Health Check. Have you ever been to the doctor before? I'm sure you have. We all have. Or maybe you've gone to the store and put your arm in that inflatable cuff. I mean, I just do that for fun sometimes, just sitting there at Walmart, putting your arm in there, and as people walk by and look at you like, why are you checking your blood pressure right now? Well, it may not be physical health, but sometimes we need to check up on our spiritual health. And sometimes not just in our spiritual, but there's other things in our life where we just need to check up. And so it can be relational, or we'll see financial, or we'll see emotional, and we'll be talking about these in the next few weeks. And one thing that we wanted to talk about today was your relational health. Your relational health. You know, during this pandemic, we can actually see that relational health can decline. But you know, there's a professor of sociology who had found that it actually can be the opposite effect. He said this, that tough and traumatic times can change our priorities, our perspective, and our devotion to our friends and family for the better. When we face trials with a strong social network, the right perspective, or a deep faith, adversity is more likely to lead to growth, strength, joy, and self-improvement rather than the opposite. And I don't know whether you've been feeling the opposite during this time, or you've been feeling growth and strength. And my hope and my prayer is that you do. But when it comes to relationships, how can we have growth and strength? And I want to give you three things, three keys and takeaways that you can implement into your life, or think about how you can have a relationally strong and healthy life. Number one is this: work on you. Work on you. In order to be a healthy relationship, you need to be a healthy individual. I mean, when you're not going to look for your dating relationships, be the person now you want to be, rather than looking for someone that you can fix or they can fix you and you're bringing in your baggage and your problems. I mean, right now, work on you. Right now, work on you and God and that relationship right now, because the healthier you are, the better it'll be for your relationships that you get into, whether it's friends or whether it's romantic relationships, whatever that is. If you are healthy, you're going to bring yourself into that relationship and it be a healthier relationship. Number two in your relationships is this: maintain a foundation of trust and transparency. You know, Colossians 3 says, make an allowance for each other's faults and forgive one another who offends you. Remember, the Lord forgave you, so you must forgive others. I mean, forgiving others can be hard, and maintaining transparency, openness, honesty is actually a key fundamental foundation that we are to have in order to have healthy relationships. So make sure that there's trust and transparency, and work on these things, because secrecy can destroy trust and it breaks down intimacy in our relationships, whether that be romantic or whether that be friendships or whatever types of relationships that we have with the people that we are closest to. In order to create an authentic, genuine connection with others, intimacy, trust, and transparency are key in having an emotionally, relationally strong foundation for those in your life and closest to you. And number three, I want to leave you with today is have a mission in mind. You know, Matthew 6, verse 33 says, seek first the kingdom of God above all else, and live righteously, and He will give you everything you need. You know, I've seen it sometimes where all of a sudden you get into a romantic relationship and then you also just go with whatever the other person wants to do. And so you lose the mission and the God purposes on your life. And so when you're finding a romantic relationship, seek ones that are like-minded, that you actually have a mission and purpose on your life. And also in other relationships, understand this, that when you seek God and His kingdom and His plans and His purposes, that there are going to be relationships that come and relationships that go, but as you seek that, God will actually support and be with you, and understanding that you still have a mission on your mind. Your mission is not just to get a guy, not just to get a girl, not just to get married or just have kids or whatever. Your mission is actually the purposes of God, and God fills our life with these relationships. And so we hope that this will be a relationship checkup for you. And so there are different questions that are up on this screen behind me that you can actually think about in the relationships that you have. And maybe you need to do a health check right now, thinking about your relationship with God and thinking about the relationships that we have in our life. And so Am I pursuing peace? Am I have a clear mission in mind? Am I being transparent in my relationships? And am I making room for God to transform me into who He wants me to be, so that way I can bring my healthy and whole self to the relationships that I have? You know, I pray that you would have a spiritual, a relational, a health checkup today, and that you would be God, you would say, God, whatever you want to do in my life, you would do, so that I can have relationally strong and healthy people in my life. I'm going to pray for you, and I hope that you have a great week this week. We'll see you again next week.